Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long goes 1975. YouTubers on the rise, reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long goes 1975.
Welcome to another Amiga versus Megadrive comparison video, or in this case A500 Mini versus Megadrive Mini. I said I was going to do Turbo Outrun, and I am going to do it in this video because I wanted to show that I wasn't completely one-sided and that there are ports out there that, you know, particularly Sega ports, and in this case are driving ports. I love how she kissed them, they were like love hearts. It's clearly not him, it's the fucking car, isn't it? He probably looks like the Elephant Man. But yeah, so in this case a driving game, an arcade conversion, I wanted to show you that, you know, that I wasn't always going to be in the Mega Drive's corner, because I remember Outrun, Turbo Outrun on the Mega Drive being absolutely pants. We have not played it in ages, but it is by Teartex. Don't know who developed this, but it's released by US Gold, and look, it's Michael Dudikoff from American Ninja fame. But it was released on the Amiga, the Atari ST, the Spectrum, Amstrad and Commodore. I have a gameplay of the Spectrum versus the Commodore 64, and they are both really, really good ports, and more than make up for the original Outrun ports on the Amiga and the Spectrum, Amstrad and Commodore. So this was released in the arcades by Sega in 1989, and it's a direct follow-up to the original Outrun, only it lacks the charm. While it's a very impressive sprite scaler, it's not non-linear. It's basically a set route where you race from, is it LA to New York, or New York to LA, and you have an opponent car who shows up from time to time, your rival if you will, and he's in a Porsche 959. You also have to deal with the old build, and as it says Turbo Outrun and you're in a Ferrari F40, pretty sure it would be custom if it was convertible. Just thought I'd say that to you. You have a turbo gauge that you can deploy you know, a couple of times before it overheats, and you have to let it cool down, which allows you to overtake cars and make up vital seconds when you get towards checkpoints. Now, you can also tune up your car, which is quite interesting, but I've never actually got far enough in the arcade. I do have a gameplay of the arcade version to be able to test that theory. But, as I said, there is a Mega Drive port that was ported it was only released in Europe and Japan for some reason. You really didn't miss out in North America, trust me. And it was done by Teartex. And you know what? It's only a year after the original Outrun game was released on the Mega Drive, so it's shocking that it was farmed out that poorly. Anyway, let's get into this. So, fire. There we go, fire again. Thank you. Right, manual means you shift up and down using the up and down D-pad or joystick. Auto means it just shifts for you and you press forward to accelerate. However, your car looks awesome, and that's straight out of the arcade, that scene there. However, it means we do have that problem that I always talk about, where you have to accelerate and brake with the same, you know, control inputs, where your axes left and right, you know, basically because they're attached, makes it a pain in the ass. But right away, I do like this. Gear change bottom right hand corner, turbo gauge top right, oil pressure and turbo pressure on bottom left. That's basically pointless. Turbo available top left, flashing underneath the time. I'm going to save it. I like this, that they're actually buildings. Normally, oh, when you engage your turbo, it sounds like, well, a shotgun. But look at this. I'm actually quite impressed with this. The undulation is nice. There's lots of stuff going on. There's obstacles. They're annoying because you hit them. And to be fair, that's like the arcade. And they slow you down. However, in this, when you slow down, it takes so long to speed up. Oh, and the other thing is, because I'm using accelerate and, as I said, left and right, you know, are on the same D-pad, it's awkward that it pauses like that. That would be next then, I guess, Washington. No, Washington DC is what I was in, and that was the record. But yeah, I don't like the fact that it pauses there, but that seems to, well, Lotus never did it, but that seems to be an Amiga thing. Oh, overheat, shit. But, yeah, it's just this accelerating left and right at the same time. Also, your controls, your left and right, there's no, you know, gradualness to it. It's just extreme left and extreme right. It's fierce is what I'm trying to say. Also, if you get stuck behind the old bill, it's a nightmare. Notice all the drums kick in and it goes all Miami Vice. Oh, credits remaining, continue, yes, no. Obviously we go back to the start of the stage, which to be fair you would expect from a racing game, but this is really quite impressive. It's no Lotus, but for an arcade port, nice big sprites. Your car is a very decent representation of the arcade. The undulation is great, you know, the road, the graphics in the background, it's not shite at all like the original Outrun, and you do have a frame rate. The other thing is, though, you have to press turbo to continue, which means you engage your turbo straight away as soon as you continued, which is a waste of a turbo, and quite annoying. I believe those are Corvette. Not as annoying as how fierce your bloody steering is. Get by. Is that my rival? Doesn't look like a 959. Oh, what days when it was the 959 versus the F40. Shit, this is what I mean. As soon as you get these like bunny hop jumps, as soon as you get stuck behind the old bill, it becomes a nightmare. I haven't got turbo, got to let the yellow get out of the way. Look, it's all of this county's police. Oh, did he make it by? Come on, it won't be long now. Just to make sure, That is irritating. It did it in the original Outrun though. Not in the arcades, obviously. Pittsburgh. Come on, you're making me nervous. There we go. Right, so immediately we've gone from, you know, the rolling green hills into the Arctic. Weather effects. See, this looks nice. The roadside, well, I wouldn't say roadside obstacles because they're only obstacles, David. They're in the bloody road. The roadside scenery is really well done, really nicely done. Certainly better than the original Outrun. The night and day. I can't, you know, I should not compare it to that reference that game anymore because this clearly makes up for that. Only, I have no idea what happened to my voice then. If only your control wasn't so fierce. Am I out? Oh, I'm out of time. 3 credits remaining. Continue. Yes. No. I sincerely doubt I'm going to get to a point where you get to see me upgrade or pick an upgrade. It's quite underwhelming. Just 3 parts appear on the screen, like tyres, I don't know, engine, meaning top end, tyres would be grip, and super turbo, as opposed to non-super turbos. Oh, no. May as well engage it now. If only because, you know, setting the back of my car on fire, quite helpful because it's cold and it's snowing. I would call this the Corvette state. You are now entering the Corvette state. To be fair, the last state was also the Corvette state. I'm genuinely quite pleased with this. I don't know if I go as far as to say impressed. Well, we'll re-examine that descriptive term once we played the Megadrive version, but this, if I had played the arcade game of this, did I make it? Yes, Indianapolis. If I had played the arcade version of this, I would be more than happy with this. This is a very decent representation of the arcade. Retains all the features and looks the part. And now I'm racing on the surface of the sun. Brake. There's no sort of smoke from your tyres when you brake. And obviously we don't change gear in automatic, so maybe there would be smoke then. Hey! He didn't like me ramming him. Tough shit. Actually, his car's probably more expensive than mine. It is a 959. Oh, balls. And I just decapitated them both. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to lose any sleep. Oh, shit balls. Again, your car, it is nice. Shies and balls. One more go, and then we're going to jump to 2 credits left. I'm going to jump to the Megadrive version, which genuinely, well, I remember it being very underwhelming and really not impressive at all. Shit. That's because I hit the tree, but you could argue that the Megadrive version is exactly that. I haven't played it in absolutely yonkers, so it will be, I'm braking and using my turbo at the same time. I believe that's called crossing the streams. You haven't played it in absolutely ages, so it will be interesting to do a comparison. I mean, from memory, this looks better. And I've played this a few times because I've been generally impressed with it. My handling's a bit pants. But, like I said, I haven't played the Megadrive version in absolutely yonkers. Oh, come on. 8 seconds, brake. Ooh! And there we go. And there's a band. And the Outrun band. That's not a safe place to play. Plus, you know, where you getting the power for your instruments? We should be able to upgrade bonus points. 100,000. Is that money? I don't know. Are we the bad guys? Right. High grip tyres, high power engine, special turbo. I'm going to go with high grip tyres and not turbo because, as you can see, I had problems staying on the solid road. Right. Generally though, once you get off the title screen and it gets past that bit there, that's way cool, that screen there. The music's alright. But I am liking the fact that they've stuck buildings in. Generally, they never really did that much in these ports. That's quite impressive. Oh, there is obviously slight slowdown. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. And again, getting your actual acceleration on the go. Oh, brake. These tyres, they do nothing. Yeah, these tyres are rubbish. Again, really smooth when it, you know, scrolls from right to left. And you see the parallax of the objects in front of each other. I don't know if it counts as parallax in a racing game like this. How the foreground moves in front of the background when it comes to objects at the side of the road. Oh, and I'm out. Is that because I didn't actually hit him, I just got bloody close? I thought that was like spike strips then. Turns out it's just a filthy road. Oh, look at me, Kane. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. I am enjoying this. I am enjoying... Oh, shit. Oh, and he's out. That might be... That could be it. Oh, does that mean there's 2 routes? Well, there's not 2 routes, but I can stay... I'm going to stay on this side is what I meant. And the old Bill stay on the left. No, he's come over. He wants that sweet, sweet motorist finding action. Bastard. Right. This is a decent port. Sigh, because while it's been a while, it's Teartex. Let's have a look. It's Turbo Outrun on the SEGA Megadrive. Right, here we go, Turbo Outrun on the SEGA Megadrive, 1992 SEGA, but as I said, bear in mind, Teartex. Now, off the bat, we can see that Michael Dudikoff looks far more Michael Dudikoff-y. Let's get into this. We want to do the controls. It's a much better title screen, I'll give it that. That is your actual map that you have to race, you know, from start to finish in order to complete the game. Can I? Thank you. We're going to go into options and have a look. So you do start at LA and you finish at New York. Right, so options. Right, we have... Obviously you have none of that in the Amiga version, but to be fair, this is kind of what they did on the Mega Drive. We're going to go with easy, as I do remember this being brutally hard. Now, look at the control. Who in their right mind wants brake as button A? I mean, seriously. Right, no. No. Accelerate, A, B, brake, C, turbo, up, down. That's if we go for manual gears. Now, obviously, it's not fair to compare the controls as such to the Amiga because obviously it doesn't have the luxury of having multiple buttons, meaning that we don't have to accelerate with the same piece of control input that we are steering and braking on, which makes it, you know, very, very difficult. Although, that still doesn't mean that the Amiga version, when you turn left and right, was not incredibly fierce. Fierce is tits. Right. Exit. Hello. Start. Got to press start. Speech is pants. Even by Mega Drive standards, speech is really pants. We're going to go with auto change. Music's alright. See, the speech is shit. That looks alright. They seem to be in far more of a hurry in the Mega Drive version. Right. Oh dear. Bottom right hand corner, your shifter, bottom left hand corner, your gauges as you... Why am I pressing down to brake? As you would expect. Top right, gauge. I don't like dithering or whatever it is on the sky, that's horrible. Turbo available, that's because I looked up. Your car's alright, but let's talk about the elephant in the room. Or the lack of something in the room. Where are the buildings? You mean to tell me that the Amiga, oh shit, could chuck in buildings at the side of the road and the Mega Drive couldn't? That's shocking. At least they aren't sharing, again that's not really fair, the fact that it doesn't pause. And this doesn't even look like the same level as the Amiga, probably because the complete lack of, I mean there are some roadside objects, but they are pants. Turbo effects much nicer. We had smoke from the wheels, we got trucks, they were lacking in the Amiga version, but this looks pants. Especially when you consider, and I know it's not that sort of comparison, how good Outrun on the Mega Drive was. Oh, good sensation of speed then. Pittsburgh. So we're in the snowy states. At least he got that right. Are we going to get a bridge to go? If we don't get a bridge to go under, even by lazy porting tier tech standards, that's shit. I've got to get by the old bill. Oh, right. It's not quite as fierce as the Amiga, and also a lot of that will probably be the fact that I don't have... I'm not braking, it's not helping. I don't have to, you know, accelerate with the same inputs. I've got buttons, basically, but it's still kind of on or off. I mean, have I actually seen any undulation yet? This is poor. This is poor. Especially coming after Outrun, only a year after Outrun on the Mega. I mean, all the basic core elements are... No, we go from New York to Los Angeles. I just assume you would start on the left and head to the right. You know, like the original game. All the core elements are in here. It's just... It's like a bare minimum, bare bones port. Which, to be fair, you would expect from tier techs. There we go. Thank you. But yeah, where are the roadside objects? There's nothing. Try and brake this time, Dave. Hey, it keeps me on auto. Yeah, this is... I mean, I remember it being pants, but I don't remember there being a complete lack. Or maybe they gave us the start flag. Complete lack of, you know, objects at the side of the road. Far less, you know, obstacles in the road, which I guess is a good thing. The cars, yours looks alright. The opponent's cars look crap. Look at them. I mean, look at them. But we're in a city. I pressed B then instead of turbo. We're in a city and there's a complete lack of, well, city. Also, where's... Ah, there is undulation. It's just... It's not as frequent. Oh. I don't like the cloud effect. I didn't like the cloud effects on the original Megadrive version, which was a sterling port. Brake. Oh. I guess he's got ABS. Well, you bloody need it in a 200 plus mile an hour car. This is shocking. Last time I played this was a comparison against... Oh. The arcade version. You can imagine how that fared, but, you know, I do like to do arcade versus home port comparisons. I don't remember it being this shocking. I mean, the only thing we can take from it for being good is brake. No, not brakes. Well, having it on buttons is a definite help. Is your car sprite. Your car sprite is stellar. I do like that. But everyone else's is shit. Nothing on the side of the roads. Just a quick, you know, colour change of the ground and stuff like that in the background, you know, so we know what stage you're on, but the complete lack of... And no bridges? They must show up later on. They really must. 10 seconds left. Oh. Come on. Oh. Indianapolis. Yep. I mean... Well, they got the colours right. The music's pants, actually. The Amiga's got better music. I like the smoke. Look at me, I sound like a child. And the sun effect, which it looks like Armageddon. And I just scratched my forehead, so I crashed. Yeah, the smoke effect's nice. But there you go. Now the game's just literally... See, look, Dave, there's fucking undulation, you blind bastard. Terrible. Terrible. I told you I was going to do this, and I told you I wasn't always going to side on the Mega Drive. I knew the Amiga was going to win this one more go, but I didn't realise it was going to What did she say? Didn't realise... Yeah, like you're going to dump me. I've got a fucking Ferrari, alright? Yeah, I didn't realise that it was going to absolutely shit all over it. It was going to do stuff that is pivotal to, you know, the feeling of the stage. You know, buildings. If you're in a city. One more go. I'm sorry, what was that? Computer? I mean, the biggest thing here is that criminal is... I do like that, though, when you gun off with your turbo and the smoke effect, is why... I mean, I'm assuming it was a tier text. Here you go. You got 37 minutes exactly to port Turbo Outrun. But why was it given to them? Why didn't you do this, Sega? Surely, I mean, while it's not held in such high regard as the original Outrun, there would have been a market for it. I don't know what this sold in POW in Japanese territory, well, probably fuck all in Japanese territories, the Mega Drive really wasn't very popular there at all. When I found out as a kid, that blew my tiny little mind. Piss off, old Bill. But yeah, shit. And there's a complete lack of cars. Not only are the cars crap to look at in this, but where are they? I mean, granted I'm on easy, but the only thing I can say is, right, you wouldn't think it from how many times I go off the road. Your steering is nowhere near as fierce as the Amiga version, even though I know I said that you've got the whole, you know, your steering axis are on the same input as your acceleration and your brake, but it's definitely fiercer. It really, really is. However, that's why I'm playing it on easy on this. That's how I'm justifying it, and I'm sticking to it. However, it seems to be far easier, and it only has one standard difficulty to progress than this. But scratching the face again. It's because we haven't got a roof, you see. I can call it. I was going to call it. I know I was going to call it, and that's why I did this video. See, you know, hang in there. Told you you get some Amiga goodness. Yeah, Amiga apps. If I was an Outrun fan, Turbo Outrun fan on the Mega Drive, and I got this, I wouldn't have been happy at all. Really wouldn't have been happy. And then if I plodded over to my mate's house, you know, who had an Amiga, expecting to be like, yeah, I got Turbo Outrun as well, just thinking, yeah, well, it probably couldn't be any worse than mine. And I saw that, I would have been royally pissed. I would have been royally pissed. The only saving grace would have been that my machine didn't cost me £500. But yeah, terrible. Terrible. Anyway, as always, I'd love to know what you think, especially if you had Turbo Outrun on the Amiga back in the day, or played it in the arcades, or any of the micros, and you had this appalling abomination of a home port. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.